We swapped stories of travel, ambition, and found out that we both believe that following your passions will lead you to your true purpose. I have found a kindred spirit. There is an African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We are here tonight to celebrate Breakthrough, a program which is a manifestation of this very ideal. When we as a community act together, we can accomplish long-reaching and long-lasting positive impact in our community. I cannot think of a more qualified person than Clementine, a woman whose own life embodies the ideal of how far you can go together, to remind us of why it is important to be generous with our time, talent, and treasure. Clementine is a remarkable woman who has worked persistently to create opportunity in her life. But she is the first to tell you that she accomplished nothing alone. From her parents who encouraged her natural curiosity, to her sister Claire who safeguarded her while they were in 9 countries throughout Africa as children, to the Thomas family in Chicago who adopted her and provided stability so she could attend prestigious schools that might otherwise have been out of her reach, to the church community who organized round-the-clock tutors for algebra, U.S. history, English, etc., so she could catch up on the 10 years of school that she had been denied. There have been countless caring and committed people walking alongside Clementine on her journey. And now Clementine herself serves as that guiding hand to others, editing application essays to prestigious boarding schools for her nieces and nephews, helping to spread awareness of issues specific to refugees around the world, and spending time here at our own school with Breakthrough students. Clementine travels the world sharing valuable lessons embodied in her life journey, hoping her story will inspire people to dig a bit deeper to be of service in their community. And now she is with us here tonight. And I cannot tell you what an honor it is to introduce you to my friend, Clementine LaMaria. And as well as Andy and I have had so many email chains, and poor Andy has been so patient with me. With all the Breakthrough kids who maybe I shouldn't say kids, say students, who I've had a chance to spend with. Thank you so much for sharing your stories with me and for giving me time to be able to go back home and reflect on my own experiences, because sometimes it's very hard. And as well for all of you for showing up. Look around. Actually look around. This is amazing. This is really great.
Ski has shared because of my relationship that I have had with people who see me and believe in my strength. Education opportunities and several other opportunities that have opened doors that otherwise were completely shut and far in my reach. And of course, my work ethic, which I call, hustle and grind, and which I'm still developing, is constant work. Tonight, it's a pleasure to share with you a little bit about my experience and how strong relationships, education, opportunities, such as the one Breakthrough has here, and as well as hard work, and how those strong relationships, education opportunities, and work, which I know that Breakthrough students have, that work ethic, how it gets you into rooms that you would never imagine. And I would say this is one of them for me. Some part of backgrounds and experiences of Breakthrough students is very similar to me. Hungry to learn but not knowing exactly where to access it. And I'm just so grateful because I feel like I'm looking in the mirror, but not looking in the mirror, but looking toward the future, but at the same time looking toward the past. I was born in Kigali, in Rwanda. How many of you have been in Rwanda? Because you grew up in Rwanda. I was born in a home of very ambitious, as such, they're very ambitious, loving, and like many parents in this room, over-caring parents. Like many parents in this room and beyond, our parents wanted the best for us. Education, all kinds of opportunities, employment, all the things that you wish for children and others wish for their children. And this is where I stop and say, especially women, you have this thing in your stomach that is really developing a human in your stomach. You have it for, people say it's 9 months. I've heard it was sometimes 11 months. And that scares me. You have this child that you're guiding, that you're feeding, that you're nurturing. No parent wants their child is birth. No parent, either mother or father, looks at the child and say, well, I wish that you don't get education, and I don't wish you get food, and I wish you go through wars, and I wish you stay in poverty, and I wish you don't get a job, and I wish you're not appreciated, and I wish you end up in jail. I don't believe there's any parent who wishes that for their children. And if you are that parent, then maybe that's a different story, that's a different conversation. But that's why I want to start this conversation today. Because wherever you are in the world, no matter how much or little you have, you really wish the best for your children. And I think that's where we need to look at each other. And that's the conversation that I want to have. A lot of other parents who have faced the conflict, such as the genocide and the wars. Our parents had the unforeseen obstacles, which many of you know as the Rwandan genocide of 1994. That conflict shattered our parents' dreams and aspiration and everything that they hoped for us. Like many thousands of other parents in Rwanda. To protect us, our parents sent Claire and I, Claire at that time age 16 and I was 6, away to our grandparents hoping that the conflict would blow away, which many people think is just going to blow away. Well, fast forward, and I don't have time to share all the details, but it was not until 12 years later when we finally reunited with our family on the operation. 7 years apart, we thought that they were dead, and they thought that we were dead. And for those 7 years, Claire became my parent. She became my mom, she became my father, but more like my father. We helped each other through everything. And she raised me in the destination is when she was 16. In 7 years, as Katie shared, we lived in 9 different countries, in and out of refugee camps, and I'm not sure if any of you know what a refugee camp is, and unless you've visited, or maybe even visiting, you will know what it means to live in a refugee camp. I don't have time to explain it. Being homeless, maybe not saying being homeless, not having a home, not having a country. And we worked with every ounce of strength to survive. And it's not just that kind of surviving. I'm doing my homework, I'm surviving. No, not that kind of surviving. Surviving where you're thrown to a situation and you realize, oh, it's gone, you're gonna get kicked out. I'll share one example that brings me back to why I'm standing here. Claire and I had been traveling for months, leaving Congo, which is the northern central part of Africa, right in the center. We had traveled after the war in 1998. I mean, we barely survived. And we ended up just jumping from one country to another. And then we got to Mozambique, which is over in the south. It took us months. Claire at that time, she had 2 children. Marianne was 3 and Freddie was 6 months old. And we were caught by immigration in Mozambique, and we were thrown into jail because we did not have proper papers. And by miracle, they let us out, and then they put us in a truck to ship us into a refugee camp in another country in Zambia. But the truck managed to let us leave and live, and leave to be able to be civilians, even without papers, because we begged. And the minute that we entered the market, Claire just rolled up her sleeves and she said, "Stay put right here, do not move." And out she went to get help for us. That's that kind of survival I'm talking about, where you feel so lost and you feel so neglected, and you have to do everything in your power to make it happen. A few hours later, Claire came with help, and for the next few months, we worked so hard. While Claire sold bread in the streets and markets, I stayed home to take care of the 2 kids and selling tomatoes. And trust me, if you not buy my tomatoes, you're in a very tough situation. So in 2000, Claire figured out how to get us out of this situation with them, which was very, very not so nice situation. We immigrated to the United States in 2000 in Chicago. And Chicago and the whole community became our home. That fall of 2001, I was placed in 6th grade. Maybe I should share my first day preparing for 6th grade. I did not go to sleep. I stayed up all night. I ironed my pants and I shined my shoes so nicely. I didn't even know what to expect. About 5 a.m., I rolled out of bed and brushed my teeth and combed my hair and waited 12 my fingers until 6:30. And Claire woke up at 6 and I'm like, up and up and up, I'm ready to go. And then she dropped me off, got there way, way early, got there at 6:30. School wasn't starting until 7, and I just frustrated. I remember walking into actually a gym. It used to be a dining room also. I was so scared. I was so confused. I didn't speak English. Even though I could speak 5 other languages, I didn't speak English and I couldn't read English. And I remember one day coming back home with stacks of what they call homework. And going to Claire and just saying, well, I need to do this. And she said, okay, I might be able to help you with a few things. And so she helped me with a little part. But as months passed, she really couldn't help me because she really didn't know how to do that. She didn't understand English. And so it's incredible what people can do. This goes back to relationship. I worked, but I didn't know what I was doing. And so a community of people started, and I always say their name. Just like Breakthrough, it was not organized, but few people from my church came. And Marianne showed up five times a week. 1 hour English, 1 hour math. Another person came teaching science, which I did not understand. I was like, what? Not at all. So as you see, I love science. And then Michelle Becker, she came and helped my sister understand the importance of education. And then my 6th grade teacher also said, I think Clemson needs to be around where a lot of students speaking English, because in our classroom we had students from all over, even from different parts of South America, different parts of Europe, especially war-torn part of Europe. And so all of us were in this one classroom together. And so anyways, and this is to say that like many students at Breakthrough, I finally had a community of people who knew what was going on and who helped me. I had the drive. I showed up, just like all of you applied. You applied, I showed up. They gave me an assignment, I did. And so here's what I believe for myself and also for Breakthrough students and for anyone in this room. I truly believe that when you feel supported completely, no matter what you're doing, if you're dancing, if you're doing jazz, if you're doing yoga, when you feel supported, you work. When people see your strength, when people see the advantage, not disadvantage, you stay strong and you show up. When people believe in you, you create, and you end up on this stage. So that's what I believe. And then going back to what Andy mentioned earlier, opportunities are supposed to be universal. So why do some have it and others don't? And that's the question I want to leave us tonight. We do have everything possible to make every student in America be the best they can be. And each and one of us has probably more to offer than we think. And so yes, my background is very different, but the experience of where I come from, the experiences of where I come from, not where I come from, the experiences of where I come from wars, being homeless, growing up in projects, feeling underappreciated. Education and opportunity is not something you wave and show off. It's a means of survival. It's an exit to a life that you do not wish for yourself because it's unkind and it's unjust to you and those you love. At least it has been for me. So Breakthrough students, I see you. I see your strength. And I believe that if you get up in this room and you talk to everyone and say, what opportunities you have for me to grow, to be able to exit the life of unjust and insane. I'm ready. So, and to conclude by saying, as what Kitty said, if you want to go far, we have to go together. And we have to see each other. And we have to be in the middle. And just because you're the donor, and you're a volunteer, and you're receiving, we're all on this same flat surface. There's no hierarchies. So, I welcome you and challenge you and encourage you to look at your next leaders, but in seeing them as leaders of their own family in our own community. We must work together. We must build strong relationships, and we must hustle and grind. Thank you.
My name is Mike Walker, and my main role tonight is to welcome you to San Francisco Day School. But as we do that, the real role is to make sure that we, from the bottom of our hearts and appropriately, thank you for the wisdom of your conviction and the gift of your presence that you have given us. So let us thank you. I want to be in this as much as all the students are in it, because I see myself and I see the beautiful minds continue to visit our single day. Thank you so much for having me. I should thank you. Thank you. This is also an opportunity to thank the colleagues, Reed and Katie. As this event was being conceptualized, they actually had a very nice lunch at their house, and we were able to meet Clementine. And just as we did tonight, to hear her story. And through that story, that now means that your story is connected to the Breakthrough Program and through the Breakthrough Program to San Francisco Day School. What we talked about at that lunch was the beauty and importance of connections. And to see that realized now is so amazing. So thank you to all of you for that. The college also held an evening event, and it was a way to help our new families come to understand the Breakthrough Program. And it was a nice event at the house, and had a chance to chat. And that night, I shared my first encounter with the Breakthrough Program. So it's actually over 15 years ago, I came to San Francisco Day School because the school I was at the time was interested in starting a similar program. And I had worked with Jim T. Lander on accreditation and heard about this program, and Jim and I became immediate friends. And so came to San Francisco, looked at the program, and there is now a similar program in Hawaii around the Micronesian community that was really informed and inspired by what came out of the Breakthrough Program here. And it was great to get to meet Al Gonzalez tonight, who was also, so a round of applause for Al, wherever you are. So then, 2 years ago, when I came to San Francisco Day School under other circumstances, opportunity to welcome you back to campus, and thank you. David, can you stand up? David, in his ever so subtle ways, let me know what his expectations for me were around Breakthrough, and so between Jim Thielander and David Jackson, I know my marching orders. You know, part of that story, my next encounter with the Breakthrough program was actually on my first day at work this summer. So Wendy and I flew from Oahu, and on the 1st of July, came to work on that first day, and we drove down Golden Gate Avenue. There were white and green balloons dangling at the door, and streamers and music, and there was a crowd collected, and I wasn't prepared for that at all. And as it turned out, I didn't need to be, because as I parked my car, I simply walked into the door and everybody ignored me. And the balloons and banners and music and energy is how the Breakthrough teachers meet the kids every day. And that was my first experience to see that. And it's this notion of the attention and the care that these Breakthrough teachers extend to these students every single day. That is really the magic of the program. So what they have prepared for you is a video, and in the form of their voices and through the voices of the students, we'd like to give you a glimpse of what the Breakthrough program is about in so many ways. So
Breakthrough San Francisco is a nonprofit that supports motivated young people on the path to college
and trains outstanding college students for education careers.
We work with high-achieving, underserved middle and high school students here in San Francisco. Students come after school twice a week. We always start with some type of community meeting.
Why is college important to you?
When you go to college, I've heard a lot from summer teachers that you have to work hard, and when I work hard, I make the best me I can. I believe in college because I think that education is a mission.
Our students are 100% in and they're 100% committed, while their friends are playing video games and going to Six Flags during the summer. They're here and they're working really hard.
They're not just working for like good grades or like straight A's. They know that they're working towards like opportunities.
Our classes are so small and our students are getting so much individualized support and attention that a lot of them aren't getting during their regular school year.
Without Breakthrough, I don't think I wouldn't be like at this position right now where I'm getting all these good grades, trying to go to college.
Before Breakthrough, I was really not organized at all. Everything I had was a mess and I wouldn't be able to find anything. But once I came to Breakthrough, they showed me how to use a binder or a pen. A lot of little things that you take into your regular school day.
I feel like I've been very lucky and fortunate in the circumstances that I've been given, and I really want to give back to kids that maybe don't have as many resources as I do.
I've been a tutor for 2 semesters now, and I saw how much my TT last semester grew, and that really was really rewarding. My TTs work extremely hard, and they're very committed and motivated, and I think it's incredible how they focus on their goal.
My tutors really impacted me, and a lot of them inspired me to become who I am now. I want to be this inspiration to other kids and be able to help other kids, as well as giving back to this program that helped me so much.
People who are new to the program will come in and they'll be like, this place is so magical, it feels great, how do you do this? And I tell them it's not magic, it's the people that are here, it's the hard work, it's the 15-hour days. It's not something that just comes out of thin air, but in the end, the product, of course, it can be very magical.
right here in this very room, which looks elegant tonight, but that day it was just filled with the vibrance of the gathering of the students. And so the evening in which Breakthrough culminated, Wendy and I came, and students were going to demonstrate their learning, and we just strolled in. I sort of felt like a spy because we could just go into the bleachers and nobody really knew who we were, nobody really cared, and we could just watch what unfolded in front of us. And where we were sitting, because of the language, we could understand what the parents around us were saying. Podríamos entender qué tanto está hermoso. And the families around us were so proud of the learning their children were demonstrating. And they were so excited for them to have this opportunity. And that impression was moving for me. But something else that I saw that night was this: that all of us who are educators got into this field because we had the dream, the conviction, and the calling to want to change the lives of young children. And when I watched those breakthrough teachers work with those children, there was no question in my mind that in such tangible ways they would change the trajectory of the lives of those young students. And what a fulfilling mission. So in their honor, could we have all of the breakthrough teachers, current, past, and future, please stand up and let us thank you for what you do. All of the breakthrough teachers. Changing lives. So parents know that in these first 8 months I have spent a lot of time thinking about and reflecting on the mission of the San Francisco Day School. And to really then see how not only do I see examples of that learning taking place at school, but I think the Breakthrough program is also fulfilling the fundamental mission of the school. And as you see in that video, the language of educates, nurtures, and inspires. And we were inspired tonight as you talked about your education. But we know that it's through nurturing that can really be realized. Girls and boys of diverse backgrounds speaks to the essence of what Breakthrough is all about. Highest potential. When I hear the aspirations of these young students, why don't you come up to this podium and speak with such poise and eloquence? That is you fulfilling your highest potential. And in this notion of contributing to their communities. But it's actually the word "to" that causes me a little pause, because it seems like it's in one direction. And as I watched the Breakthrough program, the tutoring in the afternoons, I know that the Breakthrough students are benefiting from their interaction with their tutors. But I also have a strong sense that the tutors are benefiting every bit as much, if not more so, from that beautiful exchange of learning and young people. So it's more than contributing to a community, but it's really being part of a community. And that's what I see tonight. This gathering tonight is about a community. And I think as we were inspired by the Breakthrough teachers, because you were changing the trajectory of those lives, your presence here tonight and your support for this program in very tangible ways is changing the trajectory of the lives of the students that are here, of the lives of the students that haven't even been selected yet for this summer. So there is something recursive about the act of giving and receiving. And if the spirit of giving is done from the right place in us, it can have the same impact on us as when we hear Clementine speak to us about how the course of your life has changed. And now we see you giving back in such beautiful and meaningful ways. So my main role tonight is to thank you for being here, for your support, for your encouragement, for being a part of the lives of these children. But it's also not that you need affirmation, but for you to know that your support is changing the trajectory of young lives in such beautiful ways. So every program like this needs a shepherd, and it's part of the honor tonight to be able to welcome Andy Shin back up to the podium. And you can come up for a minute, and we want to appropriately both sort of embarrass and acknowledge you as we do that. Come on up here. One of the pleasures this year is getting to not only work with Andy, but to get to know him. And he has this gentle, understated, humble way. He doesn't like to stand up. And that's what's charming about Andy. But I've seen you now on numerous occasions speak to the purpose of Breakthrough. And you become transformed when you do so. And it is you modeling and exhibiting and exuding that same sense of purposefulness that makes this program so important. So let us thank you and honor you for all the tremendous work that you do.
Before we move to the final portion of the night, we're going to try to get the energy up, and we're going to do that. The way we do that at Breakthrough is with the cheer. So we're going to have Chief and Demecia come up and show us how it's done.
Good evening. Now comes the interactive part of the evening. I want to make sure before we start that everybody has that little bitter paddle hand. If you don't have one, we need to get you one. I want you to pick it up, I want you to wave it around. I want to make sure everybody has a paddle. Come on, pick up your paddle and just wave it around in the air. So make sure everybody has one. Wave it around, wave it around. Okay, now remember that movement. If at any time during the course of this evening you know what to do, just do that. And I'll take it from there, okay? Now, on the back of those paddles were the pledge information cards. I want you to make sure, and there's also little golf pencils. But unlike the golf school, we're not going to be cheating tonight. We're going to use the golf pencils to fill in the actual amounts of the pledge and all the information on that form. Okay, so we're good so far. And when you're done, at the end of the evening, ushers will be around. The ushers will be, one's just screaming out dynamite now. The ushers will be around, and they're going to pick up those big cards. Okay? Your pledge cards. Now, Andy, would you and the team help me with this right now?
Yeah.
Great, great, okay. So, I think that you understand about Breakthrough's investment into So I think that's been pretty clear. So now we're going to ask you for your investment. Help us fund the future. This is how this pledge is going to work. I'm going to start high, I'm going to go low. Hopefully one of the numbers I asked for will fit in your financial bandwidth for the evening. That paddle will go up, and as it was just mentioned, you will change the trajectory of lives. So, here's my last thing. If you came here tonight with a philanthropic goal to help break through, now is your chance to do it. All right. The first number I'm going to ask for is $5,000. Andy has an example of a $5,000 pledge tonight, too.
All right, Montserrat is going to read it for us.
$5,000 funds 2 students in our 2016 summer program.
I think that's a reasonable investment. 5,000, 2 students. Who's in? Who's in for $5,000? 140, 5,000. 135, 5,000. 221, $5,000 again. Who else? 180, 5,000. I'm coming down. 123, 5,000. Who else? Who else is 5,000? 102, $5,000. Thank you. Now, tonight, we're not curing cancer. We're not going to solve the problem of homelessness and hunger. But one of our students may, one of our scholars may, keep that in mind. And that's the number I'm going to ask for. $2,500. Andy, what would that do?
Tunisia is going to read it.
25,000.
Sure. Go for it. Go for it.
$2,500 covers living expenses for a teaching fellow this summer.
There we go. Pretty clear. 2,500 who's in. That fit your financial bandwidth this evening. 110, 2,500. 225, 2,500. 185, $2,500. 195, 2,502. 01, 25. I see you in the back. I'm coming. 241, 2,500. Anyone else? 25. You can have all the time that you deserve. Anyone else? 2,500. Sorry. Excuse me. Nobody else? I don't want to miss anybody, so I'll give you a moment. Sure? Okay. Next number, $1,000. Andy?
All right, Will is going to read it.
Okay, $1,000 underwrites our Saturday trips to colleges, museums, and outdoor destinations around the bay.
Part of the program. That's what makes it so wonderful. So I'm asking, who's in $1,000? 174, $1,000. 142, $1,000. 224, $1,000. 170, $1,000. 141, $1,000. 337, $1,000. 202, $1,000. 124, $1,000. 122, $1,000. 215, $1,000. 210, $1,000. 256, $1,000. 153, $1,000. 160, $1,000. 223, $1,000. Who else? It's exciting, isn't it? And I have more numbers. But first, just in case one of you was about to put up 1,000 and said, oh, he's starting. No, I'll stop. I'll wait. Anyone else with 1,000? Want to be the last 1,000 up? Anybody? No? Not a problem. Next number up, Andy, $500 voted to.
All right, August is going to tell us.
$500 funds a breakthrough student for ACT test prep and college financial plan.
Okay. Thank you. Who's in at 500? Put your paddle up, change on trajectory. 220, 500. 125, 500. 181, 500. 182, 500. 112, 500. 118, 500. 106, 500. 313, 500. 335, 500. 143, 500. 111, 500. 136, 500. 302, 500. 305, 500. 292, another 500. 293, 500. 228, 500. 156, 500. 54, $500. 146, another 500. 341, 500. 342, 500. And thank you. 357, 500. Yeah, doggy. Okay. Next number, 250. Who's in for 250?
Clara's going to tell us what.
Oh, of course. What would that exactly be?
For $250, covers
training and support for one tutor in our after-school program.
Okay, pretty clear. Training support, one tutor, after school program, who's in the 250. 244, 250. 145, 250. 334, 250. 373, 250. 356, 250. 145, 250. 349, 250. 147, another 250. I know you're actually ready, but thank you. 151, 250. 286, 250. 285, 250. 304, 250. 291, 250. 163, 250. 166, 250. 114, 250. 190, 250. 184, 250. 130, 250. 295, 250. Thank you. Next. I didn't miss them. I'm working my way towards it. 248, 250. Thank you. Okay. Next number 100. Andy.
Andy's gonna tell us.
Booster High School Students Academic Performance through Saturday Workshop.
And a good performance by you. All right. $100. $100. Who's entitled to 100? We go for all the paddles or anything possible. 115, 100. 320, 100. 321, 100. 310, 100. 173, 100. 298, 100. 183, 100. 116, 100. Okay. 325, 100. Thank you. 307, 100. Okay, now we have an exercise in support. This last number I'm going to ask for, $50. And you have example at 50?
Catherine's gonna tell us.
Great.
$50 provides supplies for an academic or elective class in summer.
Okay, now, I want to say a couple things. First, we have a very generous but anonymous match right now. Every paddle goes up to $50 will be matched, dollar for dollar. Every single one. So you're a chance to put your paddle and get a little exercise and get work out that dessert. Also, we ask the students for 100% participation. You've heard that during the night. Now we ask you for 100% participation. If you haven't raised your paddle yet, now is the chance to do it. It falls under the mat. If you've already raised it, you can raise it again. Do me a favor and think of it this way. Don't go out to dinner one night. Give us the $50. We know what to do with it. All right, so it's the last number I'm going to ask for. Who's in at 50? Remember, it's a match. Every time it goes up, it's a match. Come on, ready, here we go. 324, 110, 111, 115, 106, 116, oh boy, 112, 351, 118, 337, 347, 122, 182, 181, 183, 300, 201, 195, 221, 215, 201, 220, 208, 207, 210, 263, 247, those all get matched. 280, 282, 265, 3, and you sit fast, I still see it. 325, 146, 155, 355, 235, 340, 171, 163, 142, 141, 102, 132, 305, 306, 163, 160, 371, 346, 170, 143, 140, 135, 295, 306, 305, 314. Sorry, excuse me. 322, 297, 294, 296. Wow. You know what? Give yourself a big round of applause. Well done. You made a big difference. A big difference. Now I want to remind you to bring up the next slide. On the bottom of your pledge cards is the in-kind support. This is important too. We especially particularly in need of summer teacher housing. So if you can, please check that out. General Grass, can help on one of the other options. Either way, if it works for you, the in-kind support is very important to us. Now, don't forget to fill the forms out, use those little golf pencils. Ushers will be around and pick them up. I'm going to turn it back to Andy. I'm through for the evening. Well done. Good night.
I just want to thank you so much for your willingness to support this program. It's just truly appreciated and really makes such a difference. Just last couple things before we head out tonight. I want to ask our event committee if they would come up, please, so we can just do a quick thank you for you. And we have some ushers who are coming here to help with that. Our ushers are tied up from helping out. And Brianna and Christian, are we ready to go with the total? So our total raise tonight was a little over $75,000. That means so our total for the evening was over $200,000. Definitely. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful night.